Hi there, it's Nicole for STAMPtember at Simon Says Stamp with a limited edition exclusive stamp set from Newton's Nook called Hello Fall. It's an adorable stamp set with cute little critters and lots of fall themed accessories like the pumpkin and the bag of leaves. And I am going to create a card using the bunny and the bag of leaves and a few of the other leaves and a greeting from the stamp set, and frame it up with some stitched dies from Simon Says Stamp. To start, I'm going to die cut an oval from some smooth white cardstock. This is the Nina Solar white cardstock, and then I'll stamp the bunny image first, or actually I guess I'll start with my greeting. That way I make sure I leave enough room for it. Right there along the bottom of the oval, I'm going to use the Be Thankful greeting. Then right above that, I'm going to stamp the bunny holding a pumpkin. I'm using Memento Tuxedo black ink so that I can color in my images with Copic markers and the ink won't bleed. I'm also going to stamp off my bunny on some masking paper, and then I don't need the whole image cut out, so I'm just going to cut a portion of this there along the left side of the bunny, and that way I can add to the scene and stamp the bag of leaves right next to it. So I'll place that mask right over my stamped bunny, take that bag of leaves, again I'm going to ink that up. I'm stamping it off on some scrap paper first since I haven't stamped these images before and I want a clean, crisp stamped image. Stamp that bag of leaves, go ahead and peel off my mask, and you can see how cute that is with the bunny standing in front of the bag of leaves. I'm going to take some of the little individual leaf pieces and finish those off a bit. I am going to go ahead and cut a little bit more of the mask so that I can mask the other foot on the bunny and tuck a little leaf or have it look like a leaf is behind his other foot. I think it will really balance out the scene. Go ahead and stamp that right there. Again, peel off my mask. And then I'll finish with another small leaf up above. And now I can start coloring in this fun scene. The colors I'm using are all shown on the screen here. I'm starting with YR15. It's a pumpkin yellow, and I'm going to color that as my base color for the pumpkin. Then I'm using a little E19. That's going to be my darkest color. I purposely I really had to go over it a few times. I purposely made sure that I didn't go real heavy with that to begin with, and then I'm going to blend in with my mid-tone color, the YR27, and then blend back with the YR15, but it just wasn't enough. I always like to go a little light to begin with. If I want to darken it up, I can. It's really hard. You can't go lighter, so I always suggest trying to use a light hand to begin with, and you can always darken it up if you need to. So just keep blending that out and working those colors together until I get that pumpkin looking the way I want it to. I did end up oversaturating the image a little bit, and the oranges bled into the hand or paws on the bunny. And I'll show you how I fixed that so that I didn't have to start over with this whole scene building and masking. I always try to save the image if possible. I'm using some warm grays for the bunny. The base color is warm gray 00, and then I'm just going to start building up the color with additional warm gray markers. I originally started pretty light, not going any higher than warm gray 2. And then I went in and added warm gray 6, which at first seems super, super dark, almost too dark. And then I'll blend out with warm gray 4. But once you start building up that color, it really kind of brings the whole little critter to life. And I ended up loving the results. Working my way back to the lightest colors so that the center of the face remains the lightest. I'm going to go back in with my little bit darker color, even darker yet, blend all of that out. Work my way down to the rest of the body on the bunny. And those dark highlights really disguise any bleeding that happened, plus add a ton of depth and dimension. Nice shadowing effects as well. So I'll keep working on the bunny until I get it blended out here. Tried to keep the stomach light. Once I had the colors blended the way I wanted, I'm using the dotting technique to add texture to the bunny. Started with my darkest color, and then I'm going to work my way to the lightest. You want to go light with the dotting with the darkest color and gradually work out adding more and more of those dots with the lighter colors. I got out of the line a little bit and used the colorless blender to push it back in there under his arm. And then if a couple other places, went ahead and pushed that ink back in. I'm going to use some yellow-green markers as well as some of those orange-ish markers that I used to color in the leaves. And then I'm going to incorporate a little yellow as well, this YR23. And I'll even pull in some red too. I wanted these to really resemble fall leaves, so I made them kind of all those nice, really pretty fall colors. Going to go with a little R24 and then R89 to darken it up for a nice deep dark red. I love that little pop of red color there. The R24 is a little bright, but once you pull in that R89 over it, it looks perfect. Go ahead and finish off these last few little leaves. Once all of those are done, I can go ahead and move on to the bag that the leaves are in. And I decided to incorporate some blue here. I'm using B99, 95, and 93. And this just adds a nice pop of color, but yet doesn't take away from the color of the leaves and the pumpkin. With the bunny being in the neutrals and the warm gray, I wanted that bag to have some sort of a color, but still kind of be in that nice fall color palette. I want it, so these three colors resemble sort of maybe a denim even, would work well for denim. I'm going to pull in all the dark there, blend it out a couple times until I get it looking just the way I want it to look. Lighten it up in the center, and then I'll add some warm gray underneath for a little shadowing for where the bunny is standing, using warm gray 0, 0, 1, and 2. Blend it out really nicely. I even went back in with a little bit darker color for the bottom of the feet just to give a little bit more definition. And then I'm ready to die cut my frames. I am using a stitched rectangle frame and a stitched oval frame. These are both the second to largest frames in these Simon Says Stamp die collections. Tape those in place, the oval inside the rectangle, and die cut those 4 times. I'm going to go ahead and adhere one of these frames to a khaki cardstock card base right in the center. The frames are die cut from the dark chocolate Simon Says Stamp cardstock. Add some adhesive to the center and go ahead and add that my stamped and colored scene, and then I'm going to build up these frames one on top of another. There's going to be 4 of these total, and it's going to add a really nice dimension, but yet it's not going to be bulky. It's just going to appear to be framing up this sweet little scene. Add my last one. I'll place something heavy on top to hold those frames down and in place until the liquid adhesive dries. I'm going to add some little white detail to the cheeks on the bunny, and then take the Wink of Stella clear glitter brush marker and go over the leaves in this image and the pumpkin as well. It's going to add some nice subtle sparkle and shine. And finally, I'm going to take some pretty pink posh sequins and add a scattering of those to the card design, and that will finish it up. I hope you've enjoyed this video showcasing the limited edition exclusive STAMPtember Newton's Nook Hello Fall Stamp Set. The supplies I've used are listed and linked below the video on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.